Hi everybody, welcome back to the homestead. My name is Sarah, this is Kevin. Well, we already have our animal chores done for the morning. We brought the plants out of the heat boxes for the day. It's a beautiful day, but it's overcast and we have had some rain over the last 2 days. So it's kind of wet and soggy out there again. But we've got plenty of projects to do and a day filled with work. So we need to get started.
It's beautiful here in the greenhouse already this morning. It's 73 degrees in the greenhouse. So our first project is going to be in here, and that's going to be to get our potatoes ready. So hopefully Wednesday is supposed to be a beautiful day. We're hoping to get the potatoes in the ground on Wednesday, which means we need to prepare them today.
So we're planning on planting 2 50-foot rows of potatoes, and so we're getting our seed potatoes ready today. We're going to plant all of the Kennebec potatoes, which are actually really good for the Ozarks. They're really highly recommended. They store pretty well. And then the other 50-foot row, we're going to be planting kind of a mixture of potatoes that we grew last year, that somebody gave us last year. And so some of them are purple, some of them are Yukon Gold, and there might be others in there. Right. I don't know.
Red potatoes. These are the Yukon Golds. These really cool purple potatoes that someone gave us at the farmer's market last year.
Essentially, I have a potato bin that have had potatoes in it since last year. And these are the ones that have just been left in there and have started to produce their little eyes. And in some cases, they're actually growing. They've been like growing in the kitchen. So we're going to use these to plant the second row. If we don't have enough, then we'll just make up with the Kennebecs. So today we need to cut them into smaller pieces. And on a potato, let me show you this. On a potato that has been sitting out for a long time, it starts growing these little eyes. And you can actually plant the potato in the garden just like this, and every place that there's one of these eyes, there will grow, you know, a stem and leaves and those kinds of things. But you can cut it in half or cut it into pieces. As long as one of these eyes is there, it'll grow up out of the soil. But before we put these in the ground, after we cut them, we need the cut part to dry. So that's what we're doing today in preparation for planting, hopefully on Wednesday.
So our goal is to hopefully end up with 50 of each of these. So the first thing we're going to do is just kind of count them to see how many we're starting with, and then we'll decide how many we need to cut. Some of the real tiny ones we may just plant whole, but these over here, as long as they have more than one eye, we'll definitely have to cut them. $80 degrees. Time to put the sides up for the day.
And humid.
These plants can't. We want to keep the plants probably as close to, you know, in the 60s or 70s as we can. When it starts to get above 80 in the greenhouse, it's time to put the sides up. This is one of the features we really like about this greenhouse, is just how easy it is to open these up and put some ventilation. We do this on both sides, and then the whole thing just gets nice airflow all day. Alright, so we got them all cut up, and we ended up with just the right amount. Now what we'll do is we're going to plant all of these in one row, and then the second row that we're going to plant will be these mixed ones that we got from random places, just so we can keep them separated. But it'll be kind of fun to have this mixed row of, you know, the purple ones are really kind of cool looking. I'm excited to try those. So
now they just need to chill out in here and dry, and then we'll plant them on Wednesday.
Alright, so before we go on to our next project, let's head over to the garden. I want to show you guys, and actually we haven't looked either yet, how the brassicas that we planted the other day and then put the floating row covers over, how they're doing. I did notice that the row covers look fine, but what I don't know is how much rain is able to penetrate through those to water. So let's go check it out and see if it looks like they got watered well.
Before we check out the brassicas under the row covers, I want to show you underneath the black woven fabric. We've had a lot of questions about what the rain does, if it pools, if it really penetrates. Now on Saturday we had light rain on and off throughout the day. Sunday we had quite a bit of rain and had a lot of it all at once. And so I just want to lift up this woven fabric so you can see what it looks like underneath there. So it's definitely getting just as much moisture underneath as it is next to it where there's none of the fabric. Now I do want to say that in our experience, when there's a lot of rain all at once, there is a little bit of pooling on top of the fabric, but just for a little while, and then it soaks down in. So if you start seeing some puddles and that kind of thing, don't worry about it. It will make its way through the woven fabric.
All right, so it looks like the floating row covers are doing great. The idea that I had to use T-posts along the side seems to be working really well. It's been really windy the last couple days, and we haven't had anything blow away. They're standing up nice and straight, so I'm real happy with that. I'll be honest, I haven't looked underneath these since I think Friday, so it's been several days to see how the actual plants are doing. So let's take a look and see what they look like. I think the plants are looking great. The soil looks nice and wet, like it definitely got, like the rain definitely penetrated through. I think they're looking good. So it looks like the plants are doing fine. It did seem though, I'll be honest, when I first lifted it up, a little warm underneath there, maybe even a little too warm. And I know some of you did question that when we were putting these down, that this we have two different sets of these. We have a light one and a heavy one. We put the heavy one down because we still had some chance of frost. But I'm a little afraid they might be holding in too much heat during the day. So we may switch these over to the light ones pretty soon. I'm actually going to grab one of our thermometers from the greenhouse, which is a remote thermometer. I'm going to put it under there for the day, and that way we can watch the temperature underneath there. And we'll see how hot that is getting. Because today, it's supposed to be fairly overcast, so it'll be a good day to judge. If it's getting too warm on an overcast day, it'll definitely be too warm on a sunny day. Alright, so we'll just put that thermometer under there.
Well, today we're going to start working over here. Last year we raised our little pigs when they were little until they were, I don't know, medium sized. We raised them over here in this pen, which is about 32 feet by 32 feet. And then we moved them back into the woods so that they could grow out back there. Well, this year we're planting back in this area of our pasture area. Right now we're gonna disassemble this pen area so that when we raise our small pigs, we'll raise them closer to the wooded area so that we don't have to try to get them to walk nicely from here to there. Last year, total disaster. If you haven't seen that video where they ran away, we'll make sure to put a link to that video. But originally when we were thinking about this area, I was thinking maybe I'll put my new herb garden there. It has plenty of fertilizer from the pigs being in there. And then today, Kevin and I went and looked at this area again and thought, my goodness, 32 feet by 32 feet. I think that's a little bit too large for me to have an herb garden, at least this year. So we've decided to disassemble this anyway, And I will first start using an area that is just 16 by 16. We'll plant in the other areas. We have some ideas of what we're gonna do in the other area here and probably back farther, but we're not ready to commit yet. So today we're gonna just disassemble most of this pig pen and to get it ready so that when Kevin has a chance to till, he can just till it up.
Alright, well, we have all of the hog panels down that we need down. The two that are left here we're going to leave because this will be the size of Sarah's herb garden that we're going to build. It's going to be 16 by 16, so we might as well leave these two up. I've already got a post for a gate as well, so that's good. Another day I'll come back. I need to take down these feeders, and I need to disassemble and move this pig shelter to the new spot where the pigs are going to be this year. I also still need to fill in where the pig wallow was. There's some nice clean water in there right now. I'll just have to find some dirt somewhere else on the property and bring it over and fill that in. But all in all, not a bad day getting these out of here. Now I can start planning where to move the new pig pen to. So now we're going to head back over to the greenhouse. We've got some transplanting to do. Some of Sarah's flowers and some other things are getting big enough to go to 3-inch pots, so we're going to get those transplanted today.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little while. So be here as the night starts.
We are transplanting into 2.5-inch pots, and we use these trays that have one spot per little pot. So one flat here holds 32 plants. And we're just planting this into just some seedling mix. We're not very high tech with some of our tools. We actually just use a popsicle stick to help us get the seedling out of the plug tray and gently put it into the pot with our soil.
Well, we got all the plants transplanted that we needed to for today. It ended up being about 200 plants, so not too bad. We've about, I don't know, 150,000 more to go or something like that. So, but hey, every little bit helps, and we're well on our way to spring, so we're excited about that. And seems like maybe winter is finally on its way out.
It is time for us to clean up and go inside and make dinner. So this is where we're gonna wrap it up today, you guys. We hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video and if you're enjoying our channel, we'd love to have you as subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, thanks so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.